Well, welcome back everybody for episode 2 of Sippin and Spittin podcast. Hey, is that our name? Sippin and Spitting podcast?
Sipping and spitting, that's us, man.
Yeah, I can't believe I already forgot our own name channel on our podcast. Sorry about that. IP is already one brewski in today. How you doing, Sam, Mr. Kiwi Collector?
Bloody good, mate. Bloody good. How about yourself, IP? Oh, Dave, you going good?
Very good, man. Very good. Just finished watching the homie Josh Pence's video on Mythic Legions. I was in the background also watching Foxy Fox for real and his Mrs.
Same
Stream,
here.
saying what's up to them. I hope they're doing well. Everybody, thank you for coming back for episode 2. We feel a little bit more comfortable now. Like we're setting in. We're getting more of a display going too pretty soon. We're going to be going on Spotify as well. So please be patient with us, as we said in the first stream. Sorry, it's been taking long for episode two to drop. We've both been busy, of course, with these time zones and then the conventions. I just came back from C2E2. It was a freaking blast. If anybody always wants to check out a really good convention, I would say it's the top 5 next to probably San Diego and New York Comic Con, and then C2E2 is up there too. I know you were telling me that you don't get that many conventions in New Zealand, which sucks, but it would be awesome to have you come into the States and check them out, you know?
Oh, hell yeah, man. I would love to. We've got one, like I said, last episode, a year in October, which I'm looking forward to getting to. That's going to be awesome. But, mate, I was looking over some of the guest panels and things like that that hit C2E2, mate. Who was there? Did you catch any of those big stars? Anybody you looked at your autographs of while you were there?
Yes, I met a wrestler, Marty Scurll from New Japan Wrestling. He's one of my favorite indie wrestlers, I would say, on the market. That's not in WWE. And then I saw the Paul Rudd panel. Autographs were really expensive. They were $170, so I felt like just saving that for Celebration. So those were the 2 panels. Friday, if you guys are going to a convention and you guys are not used to going to comic conventions, I always say skip the preview night if you can. It's not really much going on. There's not much selling going on either. Always go Friday. Opening day is the best day to go. Saturday is another fun day to go, but super packed. Our convention, the parking lots were really packed. Everything that they prepaid for parking, they gave them to anybody else. I recommend if you're going to a big city or a big toy show, always go there opening day. Sunday is basically kids' day, all that kind of stuff. You could still catch some good deals, but you're going to be packed with a lot of families, all that stuff. But always go Friday. I always recommend that to people, you know?
I feel like a Friday's a good day for a con too, because it's most people at work, so the day-to-day running of things is going to be pretty smooth, and then you can hit it hard that first day, and you've still got Saturday, Sunday to chill out afterwards if you don't want to waste your whole weekend indoors. It's a good balance.
Exactly. Just take a day off in advance if you can. Use a vacation or personal day, or even if you're not busy, just go that day. Go opening day. Stand in that little line in the morning. Opens up. You'll be surrounded by good people, great people all day. Meet some cool people. Grab a beer or soda pop and just walk around all day long and just enjoy yourself. It's It's a very fun convention. Chicago, we're really blessed with having these conventions, and right now we're having another one coming up. It's Star Wars Celebration. As everybody knows, a lot of toy collectors in our communities are coming up, and a lot of buddies of mine are also traveling here to Chicago. It's massive. From what I was hearing from Toy Bills, it's every 2 years.
The pictures look amazing too.
They do, and
past celebrations,
Yes, they do. And didn't they just release like a spoiler leak? Sorry for anybody with spoilers, but there's a poster going on right now
for the
new
spoiler
Star
leak
Wars
of
movie.
Episode 9. Yeah, man.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What do you think about that,
dude? It's kind of getting me a bit pumped for it, to be honest. There's been no confirmation about anything what's been happening since J.J. Abrams has taken the helm again. I've seen nothing to really get me going about it, wanting to get excited for it after that shit show that was Episode 8, So
I feel the same way.
I think the poster looks good, It's nice and clean. I mean, spoilers, if those of you who are trying to stick away from it, I mean, you've seen the Knights Arena on the front page. After hearing about them and you see nothing about them for 2 whole movies, and all of a sudden there's this little group of them there behind Kylo Ren looking badass, You got bloody C3PO holding that bloody blaster, which looks badass.
Oh my god, yes it does.
Then you got an army of red bloody stormtroopers across the front. I'm like, it's I'm getting pumped, man. I'm getting pumped. How
Yeah,
about
yeah.
yourself? What do you?
You know what? I thought that with all this Avengers stuff and all these TV shows like Game of Thrones coming out, I wouldn't be that excited for Star Wars. But now just seeing a simple poster just got me pumped. Like, okay, hell yeah! Even if I don't like who's directing the movie, I feel like I'm actually pumped about it. Especially
Yeah,
with Star Wars coming up, the convention. So
yeah, man. Exactly. And when is the convention? Was it the 11th to the 15th of April? So it's in
correct,
like
11 to
two or
the
3
15th,
weeks away.
2 weeks away, 2.5 weeks
2
away. Yes.
weeks,
hmm
man.
Yeah,
Tell you
it's
what,
gonna
mate. If
fly
I
by.
if I could jump on a plane, mate, and be there, I would in a heartbeat. I mean, just looking at
Well.
the list of autograph and photo ops that are coming up,
hmm
so many good. I mean, Ahmed Best, who wouldn't want Jar Jar Binks' signature, you know?
Exactly. And especially we're gonna have exclusive figures, posters, print arts, and then we're gonna get the trailer. There was
The
just
trailer's gonna drop. Oh man, I can't wait.
mhm, plus the trailer's gonna drop, so it should be a really exciting weekend here in Chicago. And then for everybody to come and buy the Star Wars celebration, it feels right that the movie's coming out this year with this convention as well. So we'll see how it goes, but I am definitely pumped about that. And
So
yeah,
any
mhm.
autographs or any exclusive figures in that you're looking at picking up when you're there?
Some exclusive figures. I'm not really sure about autographs right now. I have to go through the menu right now and see exactly who I want signed. I just know that if you're waiting in line for statues or figures or anything, that's going to be real exclusive. I know there's going to be a limit for it. I know they're probably going to go the same as the New York Toy Fair or San Diego. They're going to give out tickets and stuff,
Yeah,
but basically off autographs, I would have to look at the list again. I'm not really sure because some
yeah.
of them, well, I would say 30% of them they already come to Chicago. They make most of the cons. I know Forrest Whitaker's coming. That's pretty cool. Freddie Prinze
Yeah,
Jr. is also coming.
yeah. Saw
Um,
that. You got Julian
Paul,
Glover, General
yes,
Veers is going to be there.
yes.
Your Ray
Uh,
Park, Darth Maul's going to be there.
And then, yes, and you already know Darth Maul. For anybody listening, Darth Maul or Boba Fett are one of my top two favorite characters in the Star Wars series, from comics to books to movies. Those two are hands down my favorite. But also, I was surprised to see that Paul Bettany's coming because that line
Yeah,
is going to be massive. Especially with the Endgame coming out. That line is going to be not just overrated. I want to say maybe that's a bad word to use, but people are going to think like, okay, I'll knock out two birds with one stone. I'll
well,
meet
that's
him
it.
here.
The hype will be real there. It'll be huge
Oh
for him.
yes. Mm-hmm.
I
It will be.
mean, old Temuera Morrison, the fellow Kiwi, old Django Fett from the prequels, he's going to be there.
Mm-hmm.
Even Forrest Whitaker from Saul Guerrero from Rogue One, he's going to
Yes.
be there.
I'm
And
excited
then
about
there's
Forrest Whitaker because I love him. He's a
I mean,
great actor.
James Arnold Taylor, the voice of Obi-Wan in the Clone Wars animated series, he's going
Yes.
to be there. I mean,
He's going to be
some
there. He
there's
just
some big
canceled
names.
C2E2. Yeah, there's
Did
big
he?
names. He
Wow.
canceled C2E2, and he
I mean,
posted that he'll be back at Star Wars Celebration in 2 weeks.
far
I
out.
think he had the flu or something. So I already know his lines are going to be packed. So yeah, I'm excited. I know everybody else is excited about it. It's a big list. I still need to go through who I want signed because I already know that the price point is going to be just insane on
Yeah.
these. You know.
I mean, just looking at some of these, the prices get up for them. But with the talks of Hayden Christensen being there, whether he's there to sign or not, his number of people talking that it could hit $180, $200 plus just to get his signature if he signs. That's
Oh,
huge. But
100%. It is.
that would be it
Mm-hmm.
would be amazing to get his autograph for sure. That would be a piece. I'd be happy with that.
The thing is, if I'm not wrong and if I'm not mistaken, Star Wars Celebration is being ran by the same people that ran C2E2. I'm not really 100% sure because I know the same people that sold the tickets run Red Pop. They're basically running Star Wars Celebration. So I would anticipate some of these guys going upwards of $170 just for a meet and greet, autograph for a photo op. So
Yeah,
we'll
that's
see. It'll,
huge.
it'll still be fun. It'll be worth it because, like I said, every 2 years you have to do it. Some of these people don't even make conventions.
Well, that's it, man. I mean, speaking of, we were talking about Ray Park and Darth Maul before. I saw that two of the con exclusives that I'm pretty keen to try and get my hands on is the Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Jedi Duel from the beginning from Phantom Menace, and then the Darth
Yes.
Maul. They're both
Yes.
getting released in that special sort of OG packaging as well, which looks awesome. I think that would be one for the collection right there. Those two.
Yeah, I saw that as well. They do look pretty cool. I saw that Darth Maul, and I also saw the other Funko Pop one. Looks pretty cool. Both at Celebration.
Yep.
So yeah,
Oh,
like
man.
the exclusives are gonna be hard to obtain, but I'll be on the lookout for you. So don't even worry about that.
Yeah, sweet, man. Because I did read they're getting released as standard Black Series later on, but their packaging is worth it on its own. I reckon that's a hit of my childhood right there.
Yes, same here. And also the other thing for Star Wars Celebration, I know it's a 5-night event, basically. I never seen a convention here. Maybe I want to say San Diego runs that long. I'm not really sure, but 5 days of Star Wars, it just seems pretty crazy. It's a big deal. So we'll see what happens with the convention, the trailers. Hopefully everything's positive that comes through it, because like
I'm
I
sure
said
it
last
will
month.
be.
I'm sure it will be too. But the last movie that came out, Solo, how a lot of people were bashing it and weren't really fans of it, and I still love it.
I
As
love that movie, man.
Same here. It doesn't
Same with
deserve the
Rogue
hate,
One.
but yeah, I
Rogue
would
One,
agree with too.
yeah, it got so much more hate than was needed, especially before anything even dropped about it. That's what people got to realize, man. We as fans, if people think we don't get heard, but we do. And the more that people hate on these things and give it unjust beef before they even get a viewing of it, they'll just stop making stuff for us, man. If they feel like it's all going to bomb and it's not worth them printing, they're not going to do it. So we need to hold off until we see it, until they've done it at least, before you give them
Exactly.
feedback. Because people are killing things before it even comes out, man. I
Exactly.
mean, look at the list. They were talking about doing an Obi-Wan movie. They had all that sort of slated. There was all things to pop, and then that's gone. As soon
Exactly.
as all that stuff with Solo happened, they dropped it, man. And we better get an Obi-Wan movie. I want to see that shit.
Thing about the last movie, they were just ragging too much on it before it came out, while it came out, even when it ended, people still talking about Solo, and I just don't think it deserves that kind of rep for it, because for me it was a great movie. It wasn't like amazing or anything, but for me it was one of the better Star Wars movies that we have gotten in recent years. That's just my opinion, you know.
I agree wholeheartedly and feel the same. I think it was a great iteration. It was great to be back in the Star Wars universe, and I'm always for it. It's a good time to be alive with these movies, man. There's so much goodness coming out.
Exactly. And speaking of Star Wars, I know we're in movie mode right now. We're a little bit over, I would say, like about a month until the big movie comes out, Avengers Endgame. What are your thoughts
Oh,
about recent trailers, certain
dude,
uniforms?
I'm so stoked, so excited for Endgame, man. The MCU's been my bread and butter. I love that. I love that stuff. Mixed feelings about that quantum realm suit or whatever it is that they want to call it. Those white suits that the figures are all coming out with. I think the trailer, the glimpse of them being white, I thought they didn't look too bad, but then more of these figures keep dropping and they're grey and oh man, I think they look horrible and I don't know if I'm going to grab them, to be honest. What are your
Well,
thoughts on
wait,
these things, mate?
wait until not Star Wars. I'm so far in Star Wars mode right now. I'm thinking about Star Wars still. Wait until Hot Toys and Iron Studios start dropping statues and figures of these characters in those white or gray suits, whatever they are. I just saw them on the trailer, and I saw everybody walking together, like Nebula, Ant-Man, all the good characters in those suits, and I'm thinking, what the hell is going on? Like, are they supposed to be astronauts now or something? Because if the movie is really gonna be 3 hours long, please don't milk it. You know, I don't want to see anything milked, especially with stuff that doesn't need to be in there just to push product. Like, I understand
Exactly.
that's what happens with a lot of Transformer movies. Like, unnecessary stuff has to happen just so they could focus on their toy line, figure line, and other stuff. But I don't want this to turn into it, because this is a really big movie in its history, especially with it being the turnaround time and a lot of characters exiting, a lot of actors, should I say, exiting this franchise now. You know. So
Exactly.
I'm just really hoping that my mind has changed when I watch this movie, and it's not just like for a 2 minute scene like some people are saying it's gonna be. I can't stand these suits. I just can't stand how ugly they look. You know.
Yeah, man. No, I feel you. And especially like you know how I'm picky as hell with buying hot toys, and I want a Cap hot toy, and that
Mhm.
in-game suit with the scales and everything like that looks so OG from the comics. I'm like, I want that hot toy. I want them to announce that it's coming out, and I'm going to pre-order that shit so fast. But if they don't do that, they don't go for that concept Iron Man with the golden arms like they did in the comics, and if they choose to just make those white suits, man, I'm going to be so disappointed. Eh?
Oh, that would be so funny. They just troll everybody like, you know what? We've been making all these hot toys and Iron Studios, Captain America's. We had enough of the blue suit. Here's a white suit. Buy this. I would be like, whoa. I
Boycott,
didn't
a
see that
boycott.
coming. Yeah, I
I'll
don't
get
know.
gutted.
I think from the positive reaction it's getting on YouTube, on all the comic book sites, everybody talking about Endgame, especially it being so close to all these other release dates like of Game of Thrones and stuff. I think this white suit won't really affect people that much, you know,
No,
because number one, people people aren't realistically when people go see this movie, a lot of them don't read comic books and aren't ever going to pick up a comic book, you know, or even think about comic books or that character again later on. They're just gonna watch the movie. Us comic book fans and us hardcore actual fans are gonna be like, man, was that necessary or any of that stuff? But who knows? We have to wait till the movie comes out. So we
exactly.
shall see about the white uniforms. But basically, trailer wise, still gives me goosebumps. The recent trailer
Dude,
too is
I've watched those trailers on repeat so many times, man. I know it's only a month away, or less than a month away, and I'm so damn excited. Eh? I can't contain myself.
mhm,
I
same
think
here. I'm
I've
willing
had
to see it
Infinity
twice
War
back to
on.
back.
I'm gonna do it. It's gonna happen. I know it. And I'm hoping we get another event. We had a little event for Infinity War here last year where
Mhm.
we got a big IMAX viewing of it. I sent you that poster and that medallion that we got
Still
special
have
for
the
going.
medallion. Still have
And
it. Thank you very much.
we got a bit of a Q&A session with the Russo brothers, and I hope they do another one for this, being that it's the final of what Kevin Feige's calling the Infinity War saga, or the Infinity Saga he's calling it. I hope we get another one of those and we can get something else to commemorate it, because, man, I'm excited. I want it to happen now. And I hope with all this hype, like as much as I enjoyed Captain Marvel, I hope that, the other characters have had 10 years of build up towards this big moment. I hope she doesn't just fly in and, you know, photon blast him in the face and kill him. I hope Cap or somebody does something awesome to beat him.
Hmm.
Or at
Like a
least
little.
Ant-Man crawls up his ass and expands, like they're talking about.
I was hoping that one of us wouldn't have to drop that down. I think it just. I don't know. In the beginning, it was funny, and now it's just everywhere. It's like okay, like this is getting old really fast. You know, like
I
you
love
guys.
that the Russo brothers are just trolling everyone and they're putting pictures of it up on their Instagram and that, just laughing. They're like, no, that's not what's gonna happen. But oh man.
It, isn't it crazy how this just blew up and like this meme just blew up so big
Yeah.
now just because of one person's hypothesis or whatever, just to see what's gonna happen, just for shits and giggles. No
Yeah,
pun
man.
intended.
It cracked me out when I read it, and I just laughed and I thought, imagine that. And now it's snowballed to the fact that it's gotten to the Russo brothers, and they're even laughing about it, going, "Don't be stupid." It cracked
Yeah,
me up.
it's really big. It's like on all the comic book and all the all the sites on Facebook, Instagram. It's everywhere. It's on Twitter. You know, it's like it's not dying down, but hopefully that goes away. Because back to the trailers in the movie, it looks amazing. It's getting positive reviews everywhere. YouTube, everybody's talking about it. Instagram. So we shall see. You know, this transition of Marvel phase going into the new phase, especially them talking about the Eternals now and getting
Yeah,
Angelina
man.
Jolie as the lead. I don't know how to feel
Yeah,
about that either.
like she was hot as hell and a great actress once upon a time. I feel like her
Mhm.
personal life's gotten so crazy that it's overshadowed what she can do.
I used to have such a crush on her when I was younger, but now like she makes these recent movies and it's like I don't think she's okay, maybe I could see where they revived. Well, not really Chris Pratt because he had Parks and Recreation, but
Great
what
show, by
was
the
in the
way.
office?
If you haven't
I don't
seen it, watch
remember. Yeah,
Parks and
Parks.
Rec.
Yeah, there you go,
Hilarious.
Parks and Recreation. Uh, I wouldn't say they revived his career, but they kind of did for Paul Rudd and other actors. They might revive Angelina Jolie's career because I think her career is kind of dead and her
Well,
movies don't really sell,
I
except
suppose
for maybe Maleficent.
if it's the right combination of director, writer, and everything, the movie goes well with fans, and it's true to the comics, like they did with, I mean, Chris Hemsworth. He was relatively unknown
Hmm.
in Hollywood. He came over from Aussie fresh from some shitty soap opera that was over there, and now he's one of the big stars out. Same with Chris Evans. His career was almost gone. He'd done so many little indie films, and he wasn't really a big spotlight either. And look where that's taken him. It could be. I mean, Robert Downey Jr. as well. His career was down and out. Nobody would hire him because of his coke habit.
Correct. I
And
forgot
now
about
he's
that.
one of the highest paid actors of all time, which is crazy.
Yeah. So
So
it's a crazy thing.
it could be just that little lifeline that she needs, I think, just to revive her a bit and give us something true to the comics. And hell,
Yeah,
I would love to see the Eternals on the big screen. That would be amazing.
yeah, I would too. And so it's just that transition period right now of a great thing ending and then us losing main characters who've been here
Oh,
for such
dude,
a long time.
it's
And
going to be
then
tough
just face
for the next
it
phase.
is. It is. It's gonna be hard accepting all these new actors now and these new movies, and then we just been so lucky as comic book fans and comic movie fans to have these great actors for the last 10 years, maybe even some plus. That now we're just transitioning phase, going to newer characters now and newer titles of movies. But it's good to see also James Gunn back with Guardians
Oh,
3. I don't
I
I
was
don't
so
think
happy to
anybody
read
else
that.
could have done that. Me too. That was a garbage show what they did to him in the beginning. Like don't get me wrong, with the stuff he said years ago, like I don't I don't hear anybody say that on a daily basis even. That's just messed up what he said.
Yeah,
But I don't think they should have played that game with him where they said, okay,
15,
we're gonna kick
15
you
years
out.
ago. 15
15.
plus years ago,
Mm.
he was young. He made a stupid joke. It was
Hmm.
inappropriate, but I'm sure he's more than dealt with that in the past. To
Yeah, he
fire
does a
him
lot.
for
He does a lot
some
of stuff
idiot.
for charity and stuff. Now
Exactly,
I don't think he's the same person like he was before, but you know,
exactly.
at least we got James Gunn back for Guardians
Oh
3,
man, I mean, I'm
and then
even excited at the fact that he's doing the reboot or the soft reboot of Suicide Squad. Like I had big
yes.
hopes for that film, the first one, and it fell a bit short for me. Like I still enjoyed it, but it
Hmm.
was a bit short. Like I was hoping for 10 times the Joker. Jared Leto's one of my favorite actors. But I'm hoping with his take on Suicide Squad 2, if he still does it, I reckon that's gonna be one to see. Idris Elba playing Deadshot.
Hmm.
Like I like Will Smith, but I think Idris
Hmm.
Elba is one of my favorite actors as well, and I'm looking forward to seeing him take that role. It's gonna be
I,
it's gonna be good.
I feel I feel the same way about that. Just the same way like they transition War Machine and the Iron Man movies. I think this will be
Yep,
smooth and fine too. No big
yep.
deal. They could pick and choose whoever they want to replace, and I think they'll still put up a great movie if they get the right actor like James Gunn. I mean,
Yeah,
right
man.
director like James Gunn. So, yeah, basically, that like what we were saying in the last podcast, how now it's time for DC to take some shots at Marvel since they're in their transition phase.
Yeah, man.
Put that
And
into air
DC are
quotes.
bringing it. Aquaman was great. Wonder Woman's been great. I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping Shazam's going to be awesome. That all the trailers are dropping look badass, and I'm actually genuinely excited for it.
97% on Rotten Tomatoes, but
Yeah,
I
man.
never even pay attention to Rotten Tomatoes anymore
Yeah,
because I
I
think
don't care
that's a
what they
sham
say.
too.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I feel
I
like
don't care.
it's all about opening day, man. You got to go and watch it for yourself. Don't listen to any of the reviews. Just you go and make your own mind up,
Hmm.
and hopefully it's going to be a positive one. I think that the like we spoke about in the last podcast, they're using that origin story and it works so well. So I feel like why not keep doing it if it's working? Get the characters established and then join them up. Justice League
Yeah.
shouldn't have come out for another 2 years, I reckon, until they got all
Hmm.
these characters together and then done it. I
I
just
agree
hope
with you.
that Cavill stays. I hope that Cavill stays on board because he is Superman to me.
Well, we're not hearing anything right now, which is a good thing. Could
Now,
also be a bad thing. So,
speaking of Cavill, with the
mhm.
Witcher series, the first shot. Have you seen the first picture of him fully dressed as the Witcher. He looks badass, man.
Yes, I have, and he
Oh,
does look really good, and I have high hopes for it as well. That's all I'm gonna say about that series for now. Because
yeah,
who knows where that's gonna go.
exactly. And it's still a little while away too. So
What do we got? Like 2 years left till it comes
yeah,
out.
something like that. Yeah.
Whew.
But first glance at him, at first I was like, Henry Cavill, what? But now that I've seen him, I'm like, well, actually, shit, I'm
Mm-hmm.
keeping pumped for that. Although I think
Exactly.
the first episode date, they reckon it's going to hit this year, 2019. I don't
Really?
know when. Yeah.
Oh. Hmm.
So
I
who
can.
knows?
Yeah. Well, like we were saying about DC and them taking a shot at Marvel, and then we were talking about Shazam right now, how it looks okay, and Aquaman. Yeah, we're definitely right about that too, because it is their time to do something big. Because it shouldn't be always Marvel putting up great movies, just like these other directors and stuff. Like me personally, I'm tired of seeing Fast and Furious and The Rock. I'm
Oh
pretty
man,
sure people are gonna get tired of seeing Marvel movies sometime.
exactly.
So,
And we don't want that to happen.
no, we definitely don't. Like I kind of felt that with Ant-Man 2, and then I kind of felt that with what else did I see recently? No, that was what I felt over summer. I really wasn't that excited about Ant-Man 2. I'm still not impressed by it. So I could see where the fatigue goes with moviegoers. Like
Yeah.
how long can
Even Deadpool too.
yeah,
To
even
be
Deadpool
honest,
2, correct. Like when we
Deadpool
talked about that
2.
over the time.
I mean, like I enjoyed it. It was cool seeing Juggernaut and all that on the screen, the cable, but it kind of fell flat for me a little bit. Like it was
Mm-hmm.
enjoyable. It was great to be there and seeing it. I mean, the same with Black Panther and the same with Captain Marvel. Like Ant-Man 2, Cap Marvel, Black Panther, and Deadpool 2. I think four were all decent movies in my opinion, but nothing that
Mm-hmm.
really got me excited. I mean, if the in-game trailer is causing this chaos in my brain
Mm-hmm.
of excitement, and these movies are out, and they didn't really even didn't feel any hairs grabbing up. So it's
Yeah,
the Marvel burnout can happen, but I'm hoping that they ease their way into it or
it,
out of
it,
it.
it could it could also be just a comic book series. It could die out. It could easily all these movies could just drop and not impress viewers anymore. But a good thing we're not getting that right now, and they're producing great movies. I mean, look at the Star Trek series. I
Yeah,
enjoyed the first two movies, and look at them now, like nothing. You know, so
exactly.
so you never know. You can never put back to back crappy movies because then you'll see what happens. But like with the Fast and Furious franchise, I'm done with it. Maybe I'll catch it on HBO one day or something. But I'm
Yeah.
definitely not paying money to go see The Rock again. Hang off a car,
No.
hang off a building. None of that stuff. I'm
I
done
don't
with
want
it.
to. I don't want to go see the Rock in bloody Vin Diesel movie. I
Nope.
love the movies when Paul Walker were in it, and it was about street racing and things like that. And family. It was a good time. But then it just after
Mm-hmm.
that, I think the third one for me after Tokyo Drift, they
Mm-hmm.
started feeling a bit weak to me.
Now this
Mm.
next movie, it kind of looks like they're trying to introduce their own superhero into it to combat the superhero movies, kind of. So it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, calm down, big
What the hell's
guys.
going on? Yeah.
Yeah, I know you guys got a lot of money, but you need to calm this down. You guys might be 3% on Rotten Tomatoes by the time that movie comes out.
I hope. I hope they
So
they, they ease out. What are they slating to have 10? Once they do 10, that's it.
that's even better news for
I
me.
I haven't even seen Fast 9 yet, mate. As soon as I saw them racing a sub, I thought, nah, I can't do it.
Yeah, I seen bits and pieces here of it. I haven't seen the full movie, but I'm like, nah, that's not gonna happen with me. Like I can't finish this movie.
Well,
But
the main thing for me, like they spouting, it's all about family, blah blah blah, and then you
mhm,
watch the trailer for this, and Vin Diesel's character, who's the biggest family protagonist, has turned against
mhm.
everybody, and I'm like, what could they possibly have done to him to make him turn on everybody? Like this dude's just busted out of jail, been on the run for like 10 years. They finally just got bloody back to the US. They're finally and they're rich. What are they doing now? Cut it out.
He must have disliked somebody's YouTube channel, his
Yeah,
arch
man.
enemy or something.
He disliked the Sippin Spitting podcast man and IP's going after him.
So basically Star Wars, Marvel, any other movies, any other stuff coming out that you're really interested in that that you're like,
mate,
wow.
that Stranger Things 3 season trailer dropped, and I am hella excited, man.
I forgot
Teenage
we didn't even talk
Wasteland.
about that.
Oh,
Mhm.
dude, that Teenage Wasteland, the Who music playing in the background, it's just got me so pumped for it, eh? I can't wait, man. 11, the whole gang's there. She's tricking Dustin, freaking him out with all those toys. Spoilers if you haven't watched it. I can't wait. That comes, what does that drop? The 4th of July? Man, this year is full of goodness.
You already know. You already know once Stranger Things comes out, they always put a really great soundtrack on. Any episode you watch, great soundtrack. Stranger Things is one of the best TV shows out there right now too. It's up there with me. It's not Game of Thrones level, but it's up there. I love Stranger Things as well. And the trailer,
Stranger Things, I think, for a new series, it's one of the best shows that's out there at the moment, in my opinion. Like, Game of Thrones is top tier. But when I sit down and think about actual series that I'm watching that have got me hooked and waiting, I can't think of anything else.
Same here.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that's got me. Never watched Walking Dead. Zombies freak me out, so I've never got hooked into that.
I second that. I don't watch The Walking Dead. I watched a couple episodes, and I'm like, I'm definitely not watching this series. And I heard some stuff about there that intrigued me, that made me want to go back and watch it. But it's just too much to catch up on now. It's like I can't do it.
There's way too much to go back, and I'm like, oh man.
Maybe if I retire one day, maybe not. Yeah, most likely I'll never watch The Walking Dead, so I'm good.
I figured if I ever win the lotto one day, the lottery, I'll just buy all this stuff on DVD and just sit and watch it.
Just give me a summary of what happens in the beginning, what happens in the middle, and what happens in the end, and I'll be a happy camper. Sorry to all you Walking Dead fans.
If you guys are fans, our bad. It's just our opinion. Everyone's entitled to it. No hate. The figures look great, but zombies freak me out, man. I was scarred as a kid from Michael Jackson's Thriller. I think my parents made me watch it when I was a kid, and it just creeped me the hell out. And ever since then, zombies, mate, keep me away.
Even though with The Walking Dead, the shows and all that, I seen the trailer for that new game, Days Gone.
What was that?
No idea. Some technical difficulties. All right, Game of Thrones, man. What do you think? What are you? How excited are you for this to come out? Because now I'm speechless. 2 weeks away, April 14th.
I'm excited for Endgame, but Game of Thrones has got me next level excited. Especially at the same time that McFarlane's dropping all these awesome figures of them. I'm just, the hype is so real right now that I just want to go out and buy everything Game of Thrones that I can find because I'm so pumped for it. So much so that I'm buddies of mine. As soon as the episodes will start dropping, they're coming over and we're having viewing parties to watch and discuss it and that. We're so excited for it. Especially that we're getting they're over an hour long each episode.
Which is huge. Which the sad part is the first 2 episodes won't be an hour. They're going to be a little bit under, which I'm okay with. Because it's still like we're getting 3 movies in 1 year,
Yep.
If you combine all the hours. But I'm still excited for it. I can't wait for the 3rd episode to come out because that's the same weekend as Endgame comes out, and they're saying that's the biggest battle scene of the year.
Yeah.
So
damn.
When I saw the time of it, it was a little bit over 120 minutes, I would say, I would say it's around or maybe it was 88 minutes, something like that. I don't remember. Dude. Somewhere between 80 and 100 minutes. That episode is episode 3, and it's supposed to be the biggest battle scene ever in Game of Thrones history. They're saying that it's one of the biggest battle scenes that was ever on a TV screen / movie screen, and it's gonna be the longest. So I don't know what they could possibly top when they had Hard Home the episode. I don't know how they could top that because that was crazy.
That was a badass episode. It's amazing. I don't know how they're gonna do it. Season 7 was so good, and how they get this. It just sucks that this is the end until we get the prequel show.
Yeah, and the prequel show is a good 2 years out because I know they got the cast together and all that. They're just writing the script right now. They're gonna have
Yeah.
to direct it. Who knows how long the prequels will be? But we waited about how long do we wait, Sam? 2 years or 1 year for the Game of Thrones? One
This
year,
is,
right?
I think this is about 2 years. I'm pretty sure.
2 years or a year, something like that. I
Two?
want to say
Yeah.
a year because usually it comes out every year, and we had to skip a year just to get to
I'm
this year,
I'm
right?
pretty sure this is 2 years that we've waited for this.
Doesn't matter. It's been too long. Marvel's
Yeah.
been taking all my attention from me. Now I want to focus on Game of Thrones because that's my number one favorite thing to watch. Uh, I can't wait to see what happens if Jon Snow dies. I'm gonna be sad as hell. If you guys haven't watched any of the Game of Thrones TV shows, I highly recommend to go do it. It's I wouldn't say it's better than another TV show because I don't want to stomp on people's opinions and get into stuff like that. But it's a must watch if you love battle scenes, if you love any kind of mythology, any kind of sci-fi. This is the kind of show. It's all combined into it. Um, it's an awesome show, awesome characters, really great actors in this show. I just highly recommend it. I don't even know what to talk about when you talk about Game of Thrones. It's like it has so many storyline plots just to get to one ending. You don't know how it's gonna get ending, and then you have the White Walkers to come in. It's just a crazy show to talk about. You need
Yeah, man.
at least 2 hours just to talk about this podcast. I'm pretty sure when the first episode drops of this last season, we're probably gonna talk about that only for 2 hours long
Definitely.
when we do that podcast. You know,
It gets me thinking back when the first dropped and back in what 2011.
mm-hmm.
This is 8 years in the making. Now it's all coming down to this, Like I feel like if they kill Jon Snow off just to kill him and then bring him alive and then just to kill him off again, it's gonna be. I think the way that Game of Thrones has been this whole time, how it's you're watching the episode, you think it's going one way, and the next minute, bam, they pull the rug from under you, kill your
Mm-hmm.
favorite character off, and then you're left speechless for another week until the next episode drops. Like
Mm-hmm.
anything could happen in this next season.
Yeah,
Consider they're not even up to it with the books, so people can't read it and be like, oh, no, we know what's going to happen. And they know we have no idea what is going to happen. Like anything could happen at this point, and it's got me so excited. That's what I love so much about it is it keeps you on the edge of your seat. You're thinking, Jon Snow's the Battle of the Bastards. They're fighting. He's getting buried under bodies, and you think, no, he's going to suffocate. But then he climbs his
mm-hmm.
way out, and you're thinking, holy crap!
when
I don't think
uh,
there's many
when,
shows that get you like that now.
mm-hmm. Yeah, when the last episode last season, when they were pulling the dragon out of the icy water, and then he
Oh,
turns into
dude.
ice dragon. I was so sad. I was like, man, I felt like I had to call PETA or something. I'm like, you guys killed this dragon for this? Like, what the hell's wrong with you guys? I was so upset. Yeah, I didn't think they could hurt a grown man's feeling like
Assyrian.
that
Oh man,
badly.
I couldn't believe it, But it was such a badass scene though.
Hmm.
Seeing her fly in there, rescue, and then you're thinking Jon Snow's down again. He's drowning. Then he
Hmm.
climbs out at the end. Oh, holy crap, man! That episode was just full of too many things for everyone having little mild heart attacks.
That that's why I'm really happy they didn't make it a movie because I loved Lord of the Rings, but I hated the last two movies. I feel like they milked it. I feel like they went really crappy ways with it. That's why I enjoyed the books more than uh than
Yeah,
I did the last two movies. I'm really happy they didn't go that route with it and they just stuck it with the TV shows and we have 8 beautiful years of Game of Thrones and
and
it
it's
just feels it
TV
just
shows,
feels like
especially with HBO. It's just a good way of them fleshing out the characters. I reckon if they've only got 2.5 hours, give you a sort of arc of a character, it's just not enough time. Whereas if you got eight
no.
years and 8 seasons, it gives you the full amount of time to get through a character and let you get hooked on these characters. And when things happen to them, good or bad, you do
Mhm.
feel them.
Mhm.
You feel connected.
That's why it kind of feels like now with hell hell versus heaven kind of stuff. Like now, it's like devils versus the good guys. Bad guys versus the good guys.
Yeah,
That's what this season feels like now. It's like battle for everything. Battle for end of the world kind of stuff. It's that massive It's just great. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to check it out in 2 weeks, April
Hell yeah.
14th. It's gonna be massive.
That's that, that's why I'm so pumped for these McFarlane figures that are dropping. You know, these
mhm.
Game of Thrones figures look so damn good. And
Yeah,
Funko, I think, did the last iteration of figures that and I've seen a few of them. I've been tempted to get them, but I feel like the face sculpts and things were lacking. But this new set coming, you know, you got Arya, you got Jon Snow, you got the Night King, you got Drogon, and you got Viserion as the Ice Dragon in the first wave. I mean, it's a
hmm
huge pack right there. I've got them all in my
hmm
basket, sitting on Big Bad Toy Store right now already. Like I'm gonna get them. It's gonna happen.
yeah. You, I,
But
I, I
oh
highly
man,
recommend you should. Just like the 3-0 figures. I love the 3-0 figures. I don't care that the the I don't care that the hate some people get for it, because I understand that the prices skyrocket for them when you miss it. You miss it, you miss it. It's not their fault. 3-0 is a brand
exactly.
that they're I wouldn't say that they're unknown. I wouldn't say either that they're popular, because they're not popular, but I understand why the price points go up. You know, that's the way that they get their value back for it, and they to get keep talking, because Hot Toys, I don't bash Hot Toys or any of that stuff, but I see where sometimes they do lose money, you know, because of their pre-order system. Even
Yep.
even after pre-order is done, you could still go and buy a Hot Toy a year later if it's still there. If it's not the deluxe version, you could still go and buy it. But 3-0, once those pre-orders are out and they're fulfilled, you're not getting another pre-order back, especially if it's a deluxe figure.
That's it.
So you're
It,
kind
it
of
keeps it keeps the
you're kind of missing
supply and
out.
demand there for them, doesn't it?
Exactly. That you
And
couldn't
if
say
you
that
are a
any better.
fan and you do want them, you will jump on that pre-order and you'll get that shit as quick as you can.
hmm
You know. So
Exactly.
it's one of those things. It's catch 22. If you love it, you want it. You got to jump on it. You can't sleep on it.
hmm And that's why I love that company so much, and that's why I love our Iron Studios so much. The price you're getting for these statues don't match the quality of them. You know, like you compare these statues to a Marvel Select, you think that you got this Marvel Select at the dollar store. You know, not to
Yep.
bash the Marvel Selects, because I love those statues, but just the quality of Iron Studios. Thank you again, Big Dub, for getting me in love with these statues. Um, they are massive. They're great for the price. I just picked up Magneto as well for $100. It's just it's crazy what they do. I know they're not articulated or any of that stuff, and I'm okay with it, because sometimes I don't have time to post figures or any of that stuff or display them, out of the box. That's why I'm happy with these statues. But going back to 3-0 and Game of Thrones, I know they're gonna be releasing more figures. They're gonna be doing even more for the prequels and stuff. That's why I'm so hyped about 3-0. It's such a great company. I'm so happy that they picked up Game of Thrones, and I'm happy McFarlane picked up Game of Thrones too, because Funko, you and I both know that Funko, they should just stay to Funko Pops and not make any
Definitely.
real
They need
figures
to
like
stick
that.
to they need to stick to pops and shirts, man. Keep away from the cereal and action figure game. They just can't do it. It's too much. They need it. I mean, that's why I love that McFarlane did it, because I know that Todd has such a big hand in everything that happens through that company. So he
hmm
goes for design, look of the character to be correct before articulation. And
hmm
9 times out of 10, these things are going to be sitting on my shelf, standing there in vanilla poses, looking beautiful anyway. So
hmm
the fact that if they're not super articulated, it doesn't really bother me that much. That's why I love the idea of statues. Like I haven't pulled the trigger on any yet, but I feel like the designers are putting these things into some awesome poses preset, and they look great anyway. So you got to just jump on it.
Yeah, there's some awesome designers for Iron Studios as well. There's awesome designers for XM Studios. I know a lot of comic book artists give them tips as well. I was reading a lot of backstory of them, of how they give them sketches, they give them poses of how they should be articulated, and how they should be rolled out into the final product. I love the credit they give, just like Hot Toys too. They give the credits, but I feel like XM Studios and Iron Studios gives a little bit more love towards these statues, and the artist on them is just amazing.
Yeah.
And like you said about McFarlane, he does an amazing job as well, because with all that money Funko brings in, you would think that they would get a face sculpt right on some of the figures, but I understand where they were just going pushing product too. It's all
Some of them look
business.
horrible. My little brother has a
hmm
few of them, mate, and oh man, I look at it, I'm like, what the hell is that?
It's all business. It's anything to make money, just like Funko Pop, like we talked about the last episode. A lot of Funko Pop looks great, and I see a lot of Funko Pops coming out, and they're like, oh wow, that looks amazing, that looks nice, but it's just like the having room for them and collecting them. It's just too much for me. I can't do it.
Mm.
I'm not gonna bash it because a lot of them do look nice. I just don't know where that craze will actually die down one day, or if it will even go towards Beanie Baby route. Who knows what's even the next thing that come out for collectors? But at least it's a good thing for the comic collecting community and for pop culture enthusiasts because it's something to collect. It's something to save a nice buck on, and then you could treasure it for who knows how many years. You know.
Exactly,
So
man. Exactly. If
that's just
anything
my
keeping you in the game and you're enjoying it, go hard.
exactly. So also I want to tell you guys that we're gonna have Dog, Toy Bills, Big Dub, and also who am I missing? Foxy Fox for real in the next
Foxy
couple of
Fox.
weeks. Yes, the next couple of weeks on the podcast. I think we're gonna start with either Big Dub or Toy Bills. Toy Bills gonna be in a celebration, so I might catch him at that time and might have a quick conversation with him, especially Star Wars weekend. I know that's his thing. We already talked about going to dinner with a couple of the guys, a couple of homies meeting up, so that's gonna be a great time. So look forward to that for the podcast. That's gonna be awesome. We have Game of Thrones coming out in 2 weeks for us, and then followed by Endgame. So there's going to be even more content coming up. And then what else we got, Sam? What the hell am I missing over here? Uh,
Spider-Man Far From Home
woo,
comes out the day after Stranger Things drops in
busy,
July.
busy,
So, I mean,
busy
we've got
summer right there.
a
We got
busy schedule
Spider-Man,
coming up.
Stranger Things. So I want to thank all you guys for coming on for the second podcast. Like I said, we're still getting our stuff together. We're still trying to bring this to you guys on Spotify. We're trying to expand towards more than an hour, but we don't want to be boring for you guys or not have enough content to spread it out. I'm sorry for the delay also from what was it, 10 days since we dropped our last podcast. It's
About
not going to
that,
be like
yep.
that again. Hey, maybe it might be 10 days. Who knows? But we appreciate to the guys and the gals who are tuning in, giving us feedback. Thank you all. Who you guys know who you are reaching out to us. Please spread the word if you guys enjoy this podcast. Our little rambles and giggles here and there. We're gonna expand it, especially with better content coming out, more stuff to talk about, and then hopefully, what me and Kiwi were talking about, maybe we could even get one podcast to be video on YouTube, and then one podcast to be just on Spotify with audio, where you guys could go to the gym or just stuck in traffic for an hour like I was today. So, with our closing thoughts, thank you very much for everybody joining us here, talking about everything that's coming out, everything that just came out. There's so much more we want to talk to you guys. Sam, take it away. End this for us.
Yeah, same thing that Dave was saying. Cheers, guys, for listening. Cheers for keeping ear out ready for the second episode. Hopefully, we're not rambling on too much and we're nice and clear for you there and down the airwaves. Collect more. Have yourselves a beer if you're an adult. If you're not, something cold and refreshing. Get your figs up. That's a shout out to old Jimpy Zayo there. You guys have a good one.
Thank you very much, guys, and then look forward to episode 3 coming out. I want to say next Friday, Saturday-ish, maybe not 10 day-ish, right, Sam? Not 10 days away.
Definitely, mate.
And whoever's coming down to celebration, please leave a comment down here on YouTube. We'll get like a little meet and greet going. Meet some of the other guys coming down. It'll be great to see you, dudes. We'll take a group photo for Sam. Send it to him since he's missing out, and he doesn't want to go to the States right now. I understand why.
Send me all your pictures. I want to get flooded by everything. I love seeing what's coming out.
Thank you guys again for real. From the bottom of our hearts. This is just a passion for us, and we just want to bring our excitement for all these things coming out to you guys. Thanks a lot, guys.
Definitely.
Have a
Cheers,
good one.
guys.
Keep on sipping.